Kenway! Kenway! 60 block! I'll sit down!
Hey guys, welcome back to Beyond the Badge. Today we're going to be talking about stellate ganglion blocks. Before we dive into that, just a note, this is not medical advice. Nothing we say in this episode is meant to diagnose, treat, or replace medical advice. If you're considering a stellate ganglion block, you want to talk to your trusted healthcare provider or your trauma-informed specialist. And if you're in crisis or need immediate help, please call 911 or reach out to a professional and know that you are not alone. All right, so today we're going to be diving into something that Nate and I have both personally done, the stellate ganglion block, or SGB, and it's used to treat trauma and PTSD. If you've never heard of it, don't worry, you're not alone in that. Before going to treatment, I had never heard of it, and honestly, I'm so glad that I did. Honestly, it kind of sounds a little bit wild at first, but honestly, I think it's changed everything for us. Nate, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I will say yesterday I actually had my second shot in my neck. The first shot I did, for real, it was life-changing. I cried, and not because the shot hurt, but for about 3 days, the anxiety, the stress, the panic went away. And it made me super just sad, like, wow, that's what I've been missing. But for me, it didn't last as long. It lasted about 3 to 4 days. I'm hoping now with the second shot that I did that I'm going to get a little bit longer relief. I'm already feeling 10 times better today. So it's pretty magical, man.
So let's break it down for everyone. So before we continue to go into our own experiences, so essentially the stellate ganglion block is an injection of an anesthetic into the stellate ganglion nerve, which is a bundle of nerves in your neck, and it goes on either side. And so that bundle of nerves controls your fight or flight response. So essentially, when you get the shot, it's rebooting your stress response. It's been around for decades. It's historically been used to treat pain. And now the VA has been utilizing it to treat PTSD in veterans. And then pain doctors have been expanding it and utilizing it for first responders and just people who constantly live in that hypervigilant fight or flight state. So I feel like for me, when I got the shot, it was kind of like switching the on and off switch to off, because I'd constantly been kind of in this hypervigilant state, constantly knowing everything that was going on around me, constantly in this high anxiety state. And then the SGB kind of flipped that switch off. And it wasn't forever. For me, it was probably a couple of weeks. And then it helped me to really like dive into my trauma work with my therapist and get to the point where I actually don't live in that hypervigilant state anymore. I did get my second shot probably about a month ago. And so they can do it on both sides. And this time I got it on the left side. And I feel like it has continued to like prolong what I was experiencing.
In a good way, you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely in a good way. It helped me to kind of just like be calm, be present. I think I've talked in the past about how meditation and mindfulness comes really hard for me because I get super bored and I kind of will just like, my brain will start wandering, being like, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. And so with the SGB, it helped me to kind of calm down, slow my mind down, and just be in the present. So being in the present is so much more easy for me to achieve ever since I got the SGB.
Yeah, and I'm similar to you. Like, I had never heard of this, but I remember when we got down to the chateau, there was a gentleman from Kentucky, I won't use names on here, who had gotten one prior to coming to rehab, and he basically stated, like, it changed his life. He said he hadn't been able to cry in years, and after getting the shot, it just allowed his body to feel those emotions and feelings that he didn't have for such a long time. So after that, I was super interested. I had been researching this and watching numerous YouTube videos to the point where I was freaking myself out watching needles go into people's necks. But I did get the confidence to do it. For me, my anxiety, especially my social anxiety, is like a 12. I just don't do things in public because I just start to panic. The day after I got my first shot, I went to the water park with my children and my 2 nephews, and I was in this loud environment for probably 4 hours. And then I realized, like, dude, you did it. You're here. It just slowed my thought process down to where I wasn't even thinking about what I was doing or where the fears were coming from. I was just like you said, in the present living. And my whole family noticed, and they're like, wow, what a change. Like, there's no way 2 days ago you would have been in this noisy water park with hundreds of kids. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and like going back to that piece about being able to feel feelings, for me, I had associated feelings with being weak and like I couldn't let myself feel anything positive, negative. I felt more negative than anything positive. But once I got the shot, I actually started feeling all the things again. So being able to cry and being able to really like get down into like, okay, what is it that I'm actually feeling? It's not just sad, mad, happy, or sad, mad, glad, and happy. Like it was more like I can say like I feel joyful, I feel content, I feel frustrated, I feel all of these different things. And a lot of them were positive emotions. Like I was starting to feel more at ease. I was starting to feel true joy and happiness and just day-to-day things. And for so long, it had been hard for me to do that because of all the trauma that I had gone through. And I think being able to get myself to start feeling those things again, it kind of brought back up like, no, I can actually feel these things. And like, I don't need to be scared about feeling them and I don't need to worry about feeling them. And I think it really resonated with me. And I know that after I got the shot, like you were asking me, hey, like, how did it go for you? And I've had several other friends that have asked me how it went and they've gotten it too. But what I want to make clear too is like it is so individualized for people about whether or not they feel relief or if how long it lasts and things like that. And depending on which side you get it on also depends like on how you feel about it. Because it's like for me, my right side really, really helped. My left side, it wasn't like as great. It wasn't as much of a relief, but I know like one of my friends got the right side, felt absolutely nothing, and then got the left side and everything changed. So for everyone, just like with therapy and meds, I feel like the stellate ganglion block is very individualized, just like treatment should be individualized. So I want to encourage people to continue to explore it. And if they're thinking about getting it, definitely get one side and then trust the providers. And if you're able to, get the second side too.
Yeah, no doubt. Just like everybody's journey is their journey, right? And I mean, honestly, you're making me feel sad that I'm not feeling what you were feeling. For me, I never got like that emotional bump, like you said, and our Kentucky friend said. For me, it literally has just like calmed my anxiety. Like I'm not gonna like this is open, honest, real. I'm usually like a 7 to an 8. Like my anxiety just never goes away. This morning I went and played in a golf tournament. I was around maybe 60 people in the clubhouse for a little bit for lunch. I haven't had any medication yet today for my anxiety. So like I do notice that difference. I try to not overthink it because I feel like then as soon as I feel off, I'm like, God damn it, this shit didn't work again. So I'm trying to just be mellow, enjoy the feeling of all the weight off my shoulders. And I kind of want to talk about the actual procedure itself, if that's cool, because I was super, like I said, nervous, like watching them videos of them sticking this needle in somebody's neck. And again, I'm not a medical professional, but I think you could either do it ultrasound guided or X-ray guided. Do you know which one yours was?
Yeah, so both of mine were ultrasound guided. So there's the option before you go in to get, at least for me, there was the option to like get IV anxiety meds to kind of like chill you out. I elected not to get anything, so I was like not medicated at all. And aside from a little bit of pressure, there was no pain associated with it, but mine was ultrasound guided. Did you have ultrasound guided as well?
I didn't. Mine was X-ray. So all of the YouTube I watched was ultrasound guided. And then I walk into this office after, I'm doing it. And he tells me it's X-ray guided. So of course I'm like on Chat GPT, like, is this okay? And it's like, yes, the ultrasound guided technique may, be superior, but the X-ray one works just fine. So now my anxiety's at a 15 now. So I'm like, this dude's going to use X-rays to find my throat. Like, it's not on the side of your neck. It's like in your throat. So I ended up doing both of mine X-ray guided. Did right side both times on mine. I'm going to do my third shot in 4 weeks. But as we're kind of talking about this, it's good to know, like you said, therapy, the shot is just kind of like a Band-Aid, right? It's just the ability to numb that fight or flight, to numb some of those feelings that you're having. And I think while you're feeling symptomless, if that's the right word, go hard on your other things that are working, right? Like go hard on your therapy, go hard on if you have ART or EMDR or whatever you're doing, because that's really what it's for. Like this is just a Band-Aid per se.
I think for everyone, it's completely individualized as to how long it lasts. Like for some people, I know that like for Nate, it only lasted a couple days. For me, it lasted a while because my shot was end of March and I just got my second one in July. There are other people that it can last years. So everyone, like we said, is like totally individualized. With the shot itself, you're going to be awake for it. Like I said, they can typically give you like some anxiety meds to kind of chill you out and relax you. But you're definitely in and out in the same day. I think one of the things that, I mean, obviously we both did our research, so we knew what was going to happen going in, but I don't think my mom was prepared for it because she took me for my first shot. And when like the right side of my face started drooping and like my pupil was like pinpoint, and then I stopped being able to like have a voice because everything was like numb and anesthetized. I think she was just like, oh my gosh, like I need to do something, like something's wrong. And it's like, no, that actually means that it works because
You're having a stroke.
Yeah. So I think, and like we can link pictures up in this of like ours. Don't judge my face because I did not have makeup on, but you can tell that I had Horner syndrome. And so Horner syndrome is like where that right side of your face, like your pupil gets pinpoint, you have the droopiness. For me, I lost my voice. Like I couldn't really swallow, so I had to wait a little while to like drink and eat. And when I got the left side done, I got Horner syndrome, but I didn't get the vocal cord paralysis type thing where I like lost my voice. But all of that resolved within a little bit. And I got like the best nap of my life after both of them. The thing is, like, you can repeat this shot as many times as you need. But like you were saying, Nate, it's so important to prioritize and go after all of your other therapies while you're still there and in that space of low anxiety, and like maybe some emotional space has been created too. And I don't want to downplay anything that you went through too, because I think it's so important that you got that anxiety relief, because some people go through their whole life without having that. So I think this shot, like, I mean, we talked when you had it and you were like so happy and you were so productive. And it made me so happy because I was like, yes, like he finally got relief. And I think that's like a win in and of itself.
So I'll go back to what you said. The first time they gave me 2 Valium, but only like 5 minutes before the procedure. So I was just, he kept telling me, relax, relax, relax. Yesterday when I checked in, they gave me the Valium. So I had them about 40 minutes before my shot. So I was like, perfect. But I will say that the actual procedure for me, once I'm in the room laying down, was 3 minutes. A couple little baby pokes to numb you. And then when that long needle goes in, it's literally, like you said, it's just pressure. Like I'm still kind of sore right now, but there's no pain. It's just like it's a weird thing. And I'll say I got super worked up and nervous about it. And then at the end, I was like, that's it. I get all this relief and that's all I had to do. Like, heck yeah, let's do it again. Same thing though. My first time my eye got way low. Yesterday, I took a couple pictures and I made a post on Facebook. My eye did get down a little bit and a little bit red, but not as much. So I was a little concerned right away. I was like, Doc, did it work? Like my eye's not going down. He's like, don't worry about it. You're going to be good. So I just thought that was kind of funny. So, why is it not droopy? I want it to be droopy.
When I didn't lose my voice, I was like, oh my gosh, it didn't last all that long. Did it not work? But honestly, it totally has. And I feel like I'm in such a different place because I've really been able to really go deep on all of my therapies and stuff. And I feel like I've kind of finally turned that page more recently of no, I have way more good days than bad days. Yes, everyone is going to have bad days because everyone in the world has bad days. That being said, I think the stellate ganglion block helps set me up to really heal and go deeper on things and process things and continue to develop really good skills so that when I do have those bad days, they're not as bad as they once were. And when I do have those triggers, I had 3 triggers in the last days with trauma things and things that normally would have sent me spiraling. And I was just like, okay, this happened, we're moving on. So I think that that's a testament to how much progress I've made through my recovery and since getting the stellate ganglion blocks.
Yeah. It's been awesome. Like I said, I had my second one yesterday. I'm feeling good today. It really does. It's like it's lifting all of this weight off of you. I still had a moment today at the golf tournament where it got to be a little loud and too many people. I excused myself, but it only lasted for like 2 minutes, where normally I would have been calling my wife, like, come get me. I'm panicking, like not knowing how to deal with it, where I was able to just calm down, let it roll, and it went away. And like you said,
That's
like,
amazing.
yeah, you got to talk to my wife. My wife is like my escape. I will not leave the house unless I know exactly where she's going to be. And she knows that she may need to come get me because I don't drive on the highways. I don't like social events. And for me to leave the house and go to a group outing is like already a big deal. I give really props to this. And I've tried several things in the past. Like, last week I was down in Atlanta, and I think there's a lot to do and a lot to say. And of course, I don't know like the medical verbiage, but like your vagus nerve and all of these nerves in your neck can play such a big part in how you're feeling. And I found a doctor who basically, it felt like he was talking to me through the computer. Do you feel dizzy and nauseous? Do you have trouble with sleeping? Is your diet bad? Do you have GI problems? Is your doctor scans and your blood work say nothing's wrong, right? And I was like, oh my God, like he's talking right to me. That's how I feel. And I flew to Atlanta and I learned like my top two vertebrae were off like 13 degrees, which then could be putting pressure on my vagus nerve, which then could be giving me these symptoms, right? Of course, I still have underlying PTSD and whatnot. So it's not like everything was going to go away, because this doctor does say sometimes when he does his procedure, people start crying because it's been years since haven't felt dizzy, right? But I've noticed since I've done that procedure and now with the SGB shot, I really feel like more optimistic. You know what I mean? Like I'm getting there. This has been a year and a half, 2 year journey of figuring out what's going on with me, accepting what's going on with me. And the best part is through this community that we're starting to build now outwardly through Beyond the Badge, we're able to connect with other people that are going through the same thing. Like if I didn't know you or our Kentucky friend or one other person that we met that had done this procedure, I wouldn't even have known about it, let alone been able to call and ask questions about it and make sure it's a good fit for me. So I think that is what Beyond the Badge is going to start doing as far as bringing people together who we don't have the answers, right? We're going through our own journeys, but there's power in community. And there might be somebody listening right now who, wow, maybe this shot is something I need to look into. And if you have questions, reach out and let us know, because we've done it. And to me, that is the beauty of all of this, is just building a foundation and a group of like-minded people, first responders, veterans, nurses, teachers, family members of all, where we can go and just talk about real stuff and our journeys. And fortunately, on my journey and your journey, we've both hit the SGB shot. I do know that I want to do that in combination with something else that maybe we can talk about on a different episode. But as of right now, I'm good.
Yeah. I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head. Like this journey can be so isolating and so frustrating because it's so multi-dimensional and multi-layered. And I think our ability to share our stories and like share the progress that we've made and the things that we've found, and we'll talk about some of the other things that we've done too and the other things that some of our other friends have tried. I think we're going to be able to bring more information and more awareness to the options that are out there. For you and I, like we've both found the SGB shot to be a total game changer, but everyone's experience is going to be different. So the biggest thing that I can encourage everyone to do is please consult with your providers to see if this is going to be a good fit for you, and ask all the questions. Like Nate said, you can reach out to us and you can ask us about our experience. We can't share any medical advice, but we can at least answer questions if you have questions about the SGB shot. And the more informed you are, like the safer and more supported your decisions are going to be. This isn't a magic fix, but it's a super powerful tool that worked for us. And if you're struggling, you matter. Help is out there for you. In an emergency, definitely call 911 or reach out to your mental health team or a trauma-informed resource. So definitely reach out to us if you have questions that we can answer. But in the meantime, stay tuned for one of our next episodes.
Yep, no doubt. Again, we appreciate you joining us. We're building a community so we can heal in that community together. We're breaking the stigma about talking about mental health. And we're talking about things that, like this, SGB shots. We're going to talk about grief. We're going to talk about a whole gamut of things that affect us. And some of it might be for you, some of it may not. But if this is for you, or you know somebody struggling who you think, maybe that person should get a little bit more research done about the stellate ganglion block, send this video to them. We're happy, right? Any questions you have in the comments, we're happy to answer anything, be a resource, and just do this all together.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for the next episode. And remember, go ahead and give us a follow or a subscribe so you get notified when we post our next episode.